Hello, Thrifty music collectors and all of you watching this on YouTube. I'm Tim, and I'm coming at you with another episode of Tim's Thrifty Music. I know I haven't done much for videos lately. I mainly showed one of stuff I got at a library sale, and I didn't have any records in that. But I've been spinning a lot of records, and in this video I'm going to just show how some of the records I've been spinning. With that said, I'll start showing them. First up is album I recently acquired. I can't remember where or how much I paid for it, but I didn't pay too much for it, $1 at the most. This is I think it might be one I got for 99 cents. This is Jon Stewart, Wingless Angels. It's from 1975 on RCA. A lot of people know Jon Stewart from his hit Gold, and the album Bombs Away Green Babies had that, and a couple other hits back in like 78, 79. Well, this is earlier than that, and this one is a very good album. See, Jon had been part of the Kingston Trio before he went solo, and I like a lot of his solo stuff. It's hard. I have trouble finding it though, and so I was happy to find this one, and it's a very good album. I especially like Survivors on here. Okay, I picked up this one at the same time as that. The Oak Ridge Boys, Y'all Come Back Saloon. This is on MCA from 77, it looks like. Not sure whether there were really any hits off this one or not, but I just like the Oak Ridge Boys. I like their country gospel, and I like their regular stuff also. Not just like Elvira. Here's another guy I like that's considered a country artist, but he had a lot of hits on the pop charts also. That's Mac Davis. This is Texas in My Rearview Mirror. This is from 1980 on Casablanca, of course. The title song was a hit for him off this one. Actually, I just remember where I got all these at that I'm showing right now. Got them at a antique store in a small town up in Wisconsin that's more like a Swiss community, and of course I'm a quarter Swiss. But I found these down in the basement of it for 50 cents a piece. This one is the compilation All-Star Country. It has like Hank Williams on here, Mel Tillis, Ben Coder, Tom Poland, the Glazer Brothers, Shep Woolley, and Hank Williams Jr. Okay, here's another compilation I got there for 50 cents. This is The Bright Side of Music. Of course, it's from 73, but has a lot of hits from around that time on there. Some that you never hear anymore on the radio. And of course, it's a K-Tel album. I like to collect these old K-Tel albums and Bronco albums. Next is another K-Tel album, 20 Dynamite, and you see some of the groups on there front, and it's from 1974 on K-Tel. Next up is Van Halen. This album's from 1987. trying to remember which. Oh, on Columbia. He's better known for his hit from the 70s. Oh shoot! Sometimes When We Touch. But he did have a hit on this one with Vonda Shepard. It's the song "Can't We Try." Is on this one. Okay. Now, I have a big 70s collection. I tried to collect 70s pop and bubblegum also, like some of these harder to find ones, see if I come across them within my price range. Well, here's one I found there for 50 cents. Christy and Jimmy McNichol. Of course, she's better known than him with her acting, but if I remember right, he acts too. This was like a bubblegum, like a pop or bubblegum pop record from, no, I can't really see. This is from the late 70s, so it's on RCA. And I can't try to remember which one was the hit on there, because that's like My Boyfriend's Back and He's So Fine on here. Okay, Eric Carmen, Bolts Against the Current. What I mainly find on records is that his first solo album, self-titled, I think this was like his second one. Yeah, this is from 77 on Arista. And can't remember the song that was a hit off here. The way the song titles are entered, written on there, it's harder to read them. But I thoroughly enjoyed this album too. Of course, Eric had been a member of the Raspberries. Okay, I've also been listening to a lot of my Neil Diamond collection. Yes, I've been a fan of Neil Diamond since I was young, back in the 70s when I was like a teenager. This is the album Serenade. It has hit Longfellow Serenade on it, and also I've Been This Way Before. Shoot, I can't really read the date on this one, and it's on Columbia. This one is another Neil Diamond. This is one that he did on MCA, because they're from the 70s and also like early 80s. You'd see some on MCA, his albums on MCA, and some on Columbia. And this one is pretty much an album of covers that he did, like Everybody's Talking, Both Sides Now, Chelsea Morning, Mr. Bojangles, If You Go Away, and He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. Next is the soundtrack for a movie that he had done. That's for the movie Jonathan Livingston Seagull. This had the hits with the songs Bee and Skybird on it, but my favorite song on it is Dear Father. Next is Yellowhack, of course, band from Canada. This is Lights from the Valley. It's from 78 on Mushroom Records. I've gone into, I have like 3 or 4 of their albums, and I like them all. This one didn't really have any major hits on it, but here in the States, but there's a song I like on it, Arms with Mary, where it didn't make it into the Billboard Top 100, but Billboard Top 40, but it did make it into the Top 100. Got 60 something on that. Next one, another 70s pop group. This is like an attempt of theirs at doing disco. That's Osmonds. Not sure whether there was really any hits off this one. This one's different than most of their albums. So, like I said, it's more like it's from like '79, and it's an attempt at doing disco. Here's one that I think is interesting. Okay, you notice it's called What's Happening, and it has Diana Ross and the Supremes and Neil Diamond on it. One side one is out Diana Ross and the Supremes. There's 5 songs of theirs on the first side. Second side is all Neil Diamond 5 songs. This was like from 71 or 72 on MCA Special Markets. They had a few other albums in this series, but if I remember it, this is the only one I have of them. Now some early Neil Diamond from the 60s, Velvet Gloves and Spit. There are some interesting songs like the Pot Smokers song. Then he does have this album. He originally does Brooklyn Roads on there. He also does Shiloh on here. Here's another one of his earlier albums, Touching You, Touching Me. This is the one where he originally does Mr. Bojangles, also does Holly Holy on here. He does a cover of Both Sides Now on this one. And the singer sings his song. Okay, this one's a German compilation. Neil Diamond Greatest Hits. It has a lot of his early stuff. This is from like 71 or 72 on Bellafon. It's a German pressing. And I think I bought it when I was stationed in Germany. Another Neil Diamond album, Stones. This one is the one with the hit I Am I Sad on it, and of course, and the song Stones, and he also does like Chelsea Morning on here, Husbands and Wives, and he does If You Go Away on here, and of course the Crunchy Granola Sweet. This next one's not in the greatest shape. But I can't remember whether I got it at a thrift store, real cheap at a thrift store, or if I got it for free. This is Neil Diamond, Hot August Night, of course. Classic 2 album set of his. The albums aren't in the greatest. The records aren't in the greatest shape either on here. Just like the cover, you notice how they put some duct tape at the bottom and stuff. But they're playable, and see, with me, a lot of times I prefer the studio cuts of songs better than the live cuts most of the time. Okay, here's the album Moods. He does Song Sung Blue on here, which was a hit, and Play Me. That's from the early 70s. Okay, of course, then I have to listen to this group at times. I have several of their albums. Dave Clark 5, this is Coast to Coast. This has like Any Way You Want It. And Say You Want Me. Okay, if I remember it, can't remember. I think this might be from '62. I might be wrong. This is Lou Christie, Leighton, '72. I mean, I think this is Lou Christie, Lightning Strikes. Of course, Lightning Strikes was a big hit for him. Does pretty good jobs on other ones like There's Always Something to Remind Me, and Since I Fell for You, If I Fell. Love Is Like a Heat Wave. Prefer to take up as the name Heat Wave, also liked by Linda Ronstadt and some others. Another David Clark 5 album, Glad All Over. Of course, this one has Glad All Over and All of the Time. Stay, Do You Love Me, Bits and Pieces, Doodah. Just another enjoyable album from the 60s. Next up, Delaney and Bonnie. The album wasn't in the greatest shape, but I have trouble finding Delaney and Bonnie albums, and I think I found this at a thrift store. This is the best of Delaney and Bonnie. It's from like '72 on Atco. Of course, it's a good one to listen to that has a lot around all their hits on it. Of course, the Delaney, Bonnie and Friends. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. Oops. Okay, this one is a Christian group. This from the '80s. This is the Garmo and Key. This Ain't Hollywood. They were more of a Christian rock group, mainly like back in the '80s and '90s, and I have a lot of their stuff on tapes. I have this one and one other one of their albums. And, this is on Lamb and Lion Records. It's from 1980, and I enjoy the album. Okay, last night my wife and I went to a grocery store to pick up a few things. And you know how they always have music playing at places like that, and they were playing a lot of good stuff there last night when we were in there. A lot of stuff I like from the 70s and 80s. But there was one song that they played there that made me decide to get out my albums by this guy, because I hadn't listened to them for a while. Of course, the song was from this album, Silk Degrees. I listened to this last night, and the song that they played on there was We're All Alone. Boss Skaggs had played with the Steve Miller Band for a while on the early albums, a couple of his early albums. But this is a classic album of his from like '75 or '76. It also has the new shuffle on there. And Lowdown's also on this album. Okay, here's one of his early solo albums. This is from '71. This is Moments, and this one I just thoroughly enjoyed. Like sometimes you see him classified as blue-eyed soul, because just listening to his, he has like a soulful sound to his voice. And this morning I listened to this one from '77. It's one from after Silk Degrees. This is Down Too Thin Left. Just can't remember whether there were any hits off this one, but it's another good one of his. I just like listening to his singing. And then the last one I've been listening to, I still have it on the turntable, is Other Roads. This one's from '88 on Columbia. before this, he hadn't put out any albums in the 80s until this one. And this has Hit Heart of Mine on it. Well, this is a longer video for me, but I had several albums here. So that's all I have for you this time. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.